Thor, the god of thunder, stood on the balcony of Asgard's grand palace, gazing out over the golden spires and the Bifrost Bridge. Despite the peace that currently graced the realms, an unsettling feeling gnawed at him. The All-Father, Odin, had recently experienced troubling visions of a looming threat, an ancient prophecy whispering the approach of Ragnarok, the end of all things. One evening, as Thor trained in the royal courtyard with his trusty hammer, Mjölnir, Heimdall approached him with urgent news. The guardian of the Bifrost had seen disturbing omens. Jörmungandr, the World Serpent, stirring from its slumber in the deep seas of Midgard. This monstrous creature, destined to fight Thor during Ragnarok, now threatened the very fabric of the realms. Determined to prevent the catastrophic prophecy from unfolding, Thor resolved to confront Jörmungandr. He knew he had to act swiftly and decisively to protect both Asgard and Midgard from impending doom. Thor summoned his closest allies, including Lady Sif, the Warriors Three, Fandral, Hogun, and Volstagg, and the sorceress Amora. Together, they devised a plan to track and subdue Jörmungandr before it could wreak havoc on Midgard. As they prepared to leave Asgard, Loki, Thor's mischievous brother, appeared, offering his assistance. Though skeptical of Loki's intentions, Thor accepted his help, knowing that his cunning could prove valuable. The journey to Midgard was fraught with challenges. Along the way, Thor and his companions encountered treacherous landscapes, hostile creatures, and cryptic omens. Each obstacle tested their resolve and unity, but Thor's leadership and the strength of their bond kept them moving forward. Upon arriving on Midgard, Thor and his team discovered that Jörmungandr had already begun its rampage. Coastal villages lay in ruins, and terrified inhabitants spoke of a massive serpent rising from the depths, bringing storms and destruction. Determined to end the serpent's reign of terror, Thor and his allies followed the trail of devastation to the icy fjords of Scandinavia. There, amidst towering cliffs and churning seas, they found Jörmungandr coiled around a rocky peninsula, its scales glistening like a mountain of emeralds. The sight of the World Serpent filled Thor with both dread and determination. Summoning all his strength, he challenged the beast, his voice booming like thunder. The ensuing battle was fierce and relentless. Jörmungandr's sheer size and strength tested Thor's abilities to their limits, while his companions fought off lesser sea monsters and protected the nearby villages from collateral damage. As the battle raged on, it became clear that Jörmungandr's awakening was no mere accident. Loki's behavior grew increasingly suspicious, and Thor couldn't shake the feeling that his brother was hiding something. In a moment of confrontation, Loki revealed his true intentions. He had struck a deal with an ancient sorceress, Angerboda, to awaken Jörmungandr and bring about Ragnarok, hoping to claim Asgard's throne in the chaos. Thor's heart sank as he realized his brother's betrayal, but there was no time for despair. He had to focus on the immediate threat. With renewed determination, Thor confronted both Jörmungandr and Angerboda. The sorceress wielded dark magic that complemented the serpent's brute strength, making the battle even more perilous. Thor's allies, despite being outmatched, fought valiantly to support him. Lady Sif and the warriors Three engaged Angerboda, using their combined skills to counter her spells. Amora, tapping into her vast magical knowledge, created protective barriers and offensive spells to keep the serpent at bay. Thor, channeling the full might of Mjölnir, delivered devastating blows to Jörmungandr. But the serpent's resilience was formidable. It became a test of endurance and willpower, with the fate of the realms hanging in the balance. In a climactic moment, Thor realized that brute strength alone wouldn't be enough to defeat Jörmungandr and Angerboda. Drawing upon the wisdom imparted by Odin, he devised a plan that combined his physical power with strategic finesse. Thor instructed Amora to use her magic to weaken the connection between Angerboda and Jörmungandr. As the sorceress struggled to maintain control, Thor launched a final thunderous assault. With a mighty swing of Mjölnir, he struck Jörmungandr with such force that the serpent was driven deep into the icy waters, incapacitated but not killed, ensuring it would remain dormant for centuries. Turning his attention to Angerboda, Thor disarmed her and shattered her staff, breaking her hold over the serpent. Defeated and powerless, Angerboda was taken into custody by the Asgardian warriors. With Jörmungandr subdued and Angerboda imprisoned, peace slowly returned to Midgard. The coastal villages began to rebuild, and Thor's team received heartfelt gratitude from the people they had saved. However, the cost of the battle weighed heavily on Thor. His brother's betrayal and the looming threat of Ragnarok reminded him that their victory was only temporary. Back in Asgard, Odin praised Thor and his companions for their bravery, but warned that the prophecy of Ragnarok still lingered. The All-Father's visions hinted at greater challenges ahead, and Thor knew he had to remain vigilant. As Thor stood on the Bifrost, gazing out at the cosmos, he couldn't shake the feeling that the battle with Jörmungandr was just the beginning. Unbeknownst to him, far across the realms, a shadowy figure watched the events unfold through a mystical portal. The figure, cloaked in darkness, smiled wickedly. The defeat of Angerboda and the subduing of Jörmungandr had set the stage for an even greater conflict. A new threat loomed on the horizon, one that would test Thor's resolve and strength like never before. The awakening of Ragnarok had begun, and the battle for the future of Asgard and Midgard was far from over.